The 1973 $quarter coin, part of the iconic Washington Quarter series, is a fascinating piece of American currency, with a rich history and notable features. Though it may seem like an ordinary coin in circulation, the 1973 quarter has several interesting aspects related to its design, composition, and historical context. This essay will explore the background of the Washington Quarter, the unique characteristics of the 1973 version, its minting variations, and its significance in American numismatics. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin's design was created by sculptor John Flanagan, whose portrait of Washington was based on a famous bust by French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon. The decision to feature Washington marked a departure from the use of symbolic or allegorical figures like Lady Liberty, which had been a common practice on earlier U.S. coins. Instead, the Washington Quarter honored a real historical figure, reinforcing his role as the nation's founding father and first president. On the obverse of the coin, the design features a profile of George Washington facing left, accompanied by the inscriptions "Liberty" above his head and "In God We Trust" to the left. The year of minting, 1973, is placed at the bottom. This design has remained largely unchanged since its introduction, except for minor modifications and commemorative versions released in later years. The reverse of the 1973 quarter, like most Washington quarters minted between 1932 and 1998, features a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows in its talons. The eagle is a symbol of American strength and resilience, while the arrows represent readiness to defend the nation. The words "United States of America" appear above the eagle, with "E pluribus unum" inscribed below the national motto. At the bottom is the coin's denomination, $quarter. This reverse design by Flanagan was eventually replaced in 1999 with the 50-state quarters program, but it remained the standard design through 1973. The 1973 quarter follows the composition standards that were set by the Coinage Act of 1965, which dramatically changed the materials used in U.S. coinage due to rising silver prices. Prior to 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, to conserve silver for other uses and to reduce the cost of producing coins, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition starting in 1965. This new composition consisted of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core made of pure copper. This material change resulted in a durable coin that maintained its silvery appearance without the expense of using precious metals. The 1973 Washington Quarter, like other quarters of this era, weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. It also features a reeded edge with 119 notches, which helps deter counterfeiting and allows users to distinguish it from other coins by feel. In 1973, the U.S. Mint produced quarters at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. The vast majority of 1973 quarters were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, and these coins were intended for general circulation. However, quarters minted in San Francisco were produced as proof coins, specially made for collectors. These 1973 quarters have no mint mark, a characteristic of coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint until 1980, when a P mint mark was introduced for certain denominations. Philadelphia Mint quarters from 1973 are relatively common due to their large mintage. These quarters bear a small D mint mark located just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Coins from the Denver Mint are also quite common, with over 232 million minted in 1973. The San Francisco Mint struck proof quarters in 1973, identifiable by their S mint mark. These coins were not intended for circulation, but were instead sold to collectors in special proof sets. Proof coins are struck using polished dies and planchets, resulting in a highly reflective surface with a mirror-like finish. San Francisco proof quarters from 1973 are highly sought after by collectors, especially those in perfect condition. Like many coins produced in large quantities, the 1973 quarter is known to have certain minting errors and variations that are of particular interest to collectors. One common type of error involves an off-center strike, where the design of the coin is misaligned, resulting in a partial image. Another valuable error is the double die, in which parts of the design, such as Washington's profile or the lettering, appear doubled due to a mistake during the striking process. Coins with errors or variations can fetch significantly higher prices than their regular counterparts, especially if they are in excellent condition. Collectors prize these coins not only for their rarity, but also for their visual uniqueness. The 1973 quarter was minted during a period of significant historical and cultural change in the United States. The country was still grappling with the aftermath of the Vietnam War, which officially ended in 1975, and the Watergate scandal, which led to President Richard Nixon's resignation in 1974. The economic challenges of the early 1970s, including inflation and energy shortages, also shaped the nation during this time. While these events may not seem directly related to the production of coins, they provide a backdrop for understanding the broader historical significance of American currency from this era. Although the Washington quarter was already a well-established and ubiquitous coin by 1973, it would continue to evolve in the decades to come. In 1976, the U.S. Mint introduced a special bicentennial design to celebrate the 200th anniversary of American independence, and starting in 1999, the reverse design of the quarter would change annually as part of the 50-state quarters program. The 1973 quarter, therefore, represents one of the final years of the original Washington quarter design, before these notable changes were made. Most 1973 quarters found today are worth their face value of 25 cents, especially if they are heavily circulated. However, quarters in uncirculated condition, particularly those with a high grade or proof versions from the San Francisco Mint, can be worth significantly more to collectors. A 1973 quarter in mint state condition, MS-65 or higher, can be valued at $5 to $15, while proof coins with deep cameo contrasts, where the raised design is frosted and the background is mirror-like, can command even higher prices. In addition, any 1973 quarters with notable errors or variations can fetch a premium in the numismatic market, with values ranging from $50 to several $100s, depending on the nature and rarity of the error. The 1973 Washington quarter may seem like an ordinary coin, but it holds a special place in American numismatic history. Its classic design, featuring George Washington on the obverse and a heraldic eagle on the reverse, is a reminder of the coin's origins as a tribute to the nation's first president. Although not made of silver like earlier quarters, the copper-nickel composition of the 1973 quarter reflects the economic realities of the time. With its various minting locations, proof versions, and occasional errors, the 1973 quarter offers plenty of opportunities for collectors to explore and appreciate this common, yet historically significant piece of American currency. 1973. Quarters aren't especially expensive, but they're worth a lot more than 25 cents. In August 2023, the highest-graded 1973 P quarter is an MS-67 Plus worth $1,300. A 1973 D quarter in MS-68 is worth $2,750, while a 1973 S quarter in PR-70D CAM is worth $4,100.